DMPTool is a free open source online application that helps you consider the way you will manage your data during a research project and potentially share your data after. Today I'm going to show you how to create an account, walk through creating a DMP based on the January 2023 NIH requirements, and I'll go over some helpful resources within the tool. The easiest way to access DMPTool is by typing dmptool.org into your preferred browser. We also have the research data libguide that Jess just mentioned, and I provided in the chat, where you might find other useful information. DMPTool can be found there by going to the main page, selecting the data management tab in the left side column, and scrolling to the resources at the bottom of the page. You might want to bookmark this libguide as it's continuously updated. A recording of this presentation will likely be added to this page as well. There's no single sign-on for UTHSC, so you may enter your preferred email address in the sign-in, sign-up window. If you think you might submit a data management plan for feedback, or if you might have collaborators, you'll probably want to choose an email address that you check regularly. If you're affiliated with UTHSC, you'll want to choose UTHSC from the institution list, so that when you do request feedback, Jess and I will receive a message. St. Jude, Le Bonheur, Baptist, and UK are all included in their list of institutions. Try searching for your institution on the list before selecting. I cannot find my institution. Once you've successfully signed on or created an account, you'll see a dashboard that looks a little like this. If you've selected UTHSC as your institution, you'll see the logo in the upper left. If you have previously used DMPTool, or if you've been added to plans as a collaborator, you may see a list of DMPs. This area will be blank for new users. And if you have an incomplete plan that you're returning to, you'll find it in this list as well. There are 2 items of interest in the drop-down menu under your name. Here you can edit your profile. You can choose your institution if you didn't already, or you can change your institution affiliation. You can also change your password and set your email preferences. Under third-party applications, you can link your ORCID ID or create one if you haven't already. DMP IDs are a unique identifier that can be registered and assigned to your completed DMP. ORCID adopted DMP IDs as a resource type. So when you register your plan, the DMP ID is generated and the record is automatically pushed to your ORCID profile page. So now that you have a profile set up, we will create a new plan. From the dashboard, we're going to click the Create a Plan tab. There's also a button down here on the lower left. When you hover your cursor over these text boxes, a black box with additional information about the field requirements may appear. Just going to title this one Forthcoming Test 3. To create a test plan, select the box on the right, the mock project for testing, practice, or educational purposes. Your research organization will auto-populate based on the institution you've already affiliated yourself with. This can be changed here, or no institution or organization can be selected on the right. For the funder, I'll use the NIH. You just start typing and a list of suggested funders will appear. And again, you can choose no funder on the right. And because the NIH has multiple DMP templates, you will choose from this list. We'll go with the forthcoming plan. Once you click Create Plan, you'll be taken to the first tab of the template for your selected funder's plan. And as far as I can find, the tabs at the top here, they remain the same for every template, but the contents of some tabs change depending on the funder and the template you've chosen. In project details, again, the text fields show additional guidance when hovering the cursor over them. Project details is where you summarize your research project, select the domain, add dates for the project start and end. Toward the bottom of the page, selecting these check boxes creates new text fields. If you have research output, ethical concerns, and protocols, you can add them here. And if you can't find your funder from the suggested list, there's a box to add your funder. Hitting save allows you to come back and finish the DMP at any time. In the collaborators tab, you can add contributors. You can add their emails, ORCID IDs, affiliation, and their role in the research project. You may also invite collaborators and set their permissions for viewing or contributing to the DMP by adding their email addresses here. If your collaborator does not have a DMPTool account, they will receive an email inviting them to create one so they can read or edit the plan. And within DMPTool, it looks like they're defining contributors as those who may be on your research team, and collaborators as those who may be writing the data management plan with you. Write plan is where you'll add the bulk of the information for your plan. The sections below may look different depending on your funder. Each of the 6 sections includes the number of completed subsections, and we'll expand all. Each field includes a description of the text to include in the field, and there is an example answer below each field where you may be able to fill in the blanks. You can even copy and paste these examples into the text field to get started. As you complete each field, you want to save your work by hitting the button at the bottom of each field rather than at the end of the page. On the right, you'll see guidance provided by the NIH and DMPTool. These boxes appear next to every field and sometimes include links to outside sources. Next to guidance is a comment section. You can use this as a space for discussion with collaborators. And when you request feedback, it may also appear in this comment section. We can also provide feedback through a document or email outside DMPTool, whichever you would prefer. And I'll just quickly scroll through some of these fields so you get an idea of the amount of text the NIH is looking for. This template includes all of the NIH recommended elements, and they expect these DMPs to be about 1 to 2 pages. Back up to the top. Research outputs is where you can record your intended outputs. You can select the type of data, describe it, note if it has any sensitive or personally identifiable information. If you have a repository in mind where you are depositing your data, you can search for and identify it here. And you can also search for and identify a metadata standard. And you can apply release dates and access levels and the Creative Commons license. In request feedback, if you are a UTHSC affiliate, or if you are a UTHSC affiliated and have selected UTHSC as your institution within DMPTool, you can just click request feedback and Jess and I will be alerted. We are aiming to have feedback responses to you within 2 weeks of a request, but this is subject to change, but it's our current goal. DMPTool provides 6 download formats. You have the most formatting options selecting PDF, but use the one that best suits your needs. The finalize and publish section is optional. Here you can set your plan's visibility. Because this is a test plan, there are no options for private, organizational, or public viewing. And at the bottom, you may also get a unique DMP identifier for your plan. So that's how to create a plan. I also wanted to show you a few places where you can find additional guidance and get quick answers about using the tool. These next 3 sources are linked at the top of every page. In DMPTool, it's funder requirements, public DMPs, and help. In funder requirements, DMPTool provides access to a little over 40 templates based on funder policies. For each organization, there's a downloadable document that describes the content that that should be included in each section of the data management plan. Some of the funder links guide you to additional information usually found on funder websites. And from this plan, you can find your funder and follow the link in the create a new plan column. Selecting the link here will automatically add the funder's title and form and take you to a template provided by the funder. In public DMPs, you can look at previously submitted plans that have been shared publicly by their owners. Should you decide to share your plan, this is where it'll be. When viewing these plans, it's important to remember this note at the top. The plans have not been vetted and you won't know if they were accepted by funders. Just do a quick search for any forthcoming plan. So if we select NIH as the funder and do an in-page search for their forthcoming 2023 plan, here's a DMP for a study titled Single Cell Transcriptomics in Alzheimer's disease. As of this morning, it was the only publicly shared DMP based on the 2023 NIH DMSP mandate. There's another one down here by Marquette University that appears to be a template. It'll take more time for some more examples to appear. Help is self-explanatory, but I wanted to point a few things out. The help for researchers link takes you to a quick start guide. This includes an overview of the dashboard information about using the tool, sharing a DMP with collaborators, and requesting feedback. Data management guidance provides some information to help you think about what kind of data you're producing, file formats you're using, how you're organizing the data, your documentation through dictionaries, README files, and metadata standards, the data security and backup, as well as sharing and citing data. The only thing in Promote the DMP tool that might be useful to users is at the bottom of the page. They're the general purpose slides. They ask questions to help you think about your DMP and include some step-by-step guidance for using the tool. The user interface captured in these slides is not the same one currently in use, but there's enough of the same information to provide guidance in a pinch. And the last slide in that deck mentions blog.dmptool.org. This has some information about updates and changes to DMP tool and developments around data sharing and data management. And that's the complete tour.